I think that everybody, the players I'm talking about, myself, Patwell, and everybody that's involved on the playing side, we all know what we're looking for. They like playing the way that we are playing. This is the players, and I think it's going to bring us success eventually. We've got to be patient. The crowd got a little bit high, and we all feel this. But I think it's the way we win sometimes, and I feel that we're winning well, and winning the way that I want us to play. I wouldn't be quite so happy if we were winning games and it was a scrappy sort of effort. No, I think that we're starting to play the football anyway that we're all looking for, and I'm hopeful that we can continue throughout the season.
Price. And Falco's flick on, and Mabbott! How well taken that was. And Gary Mabbott, after half an hour, keeps up quite a sequence here at White Hart Lane. This is his third league match for Spurs on his new home ground, and he's scored in every one. Falco with the flick, and Mabbott seeing the chance and taking it all in one movement. Here's Villiers. Crooks is through against the goalkeeper and makes it count. Beautifully made by Ricky Villiers and perfectly accepted by Garth Crooks. The fans will recall his first goal for Spurs here against Forest when he waltzed round Peter Shilton. Well, there, he didn't need to waltz round the goalkeeper, he just slipped the ball past him. Would surely have scored. As it is, Viv Anderson was out of position and Spurs attack down his flank. Falco to Brook. Deflection against the post. Mabbott. The shot by Gary Brook off the Forest defender, looping past the goalkeeper against the post, and the rebound was a present for Gary Mabbott. And Wallace on to Birtles. Oh yes, that's well taken. And Forest get a goal back. Well, they only had 10 men on the pitch. Gray was hobbling away behind the goal when Wallace found Gary Birtles, and he scores to make it 3-1. Four waiting for Forest in the centre here. Hodge. And this is Ward, and this is Proctor with a chance, and he fires wide. Finishing not perhaps Mark Proctor's strongest point since he joined Forest. He's been there just over a season now and has so far scored only one goal. Miller. And now Ian Crook. Coming up Anderson. Oh, and Crooks is in here. What a good finish to a very satisfying afternoon for Tottenham. A dreadful mistake by Willie Young against his old club, but just the player to take advantage. Garth Crooks just going on to drift wide of Van Breukelen and push the ball into the net. And this is Brook, good effort. Burned the goalkeeper's fingers. Did Gary Brook. And a good turn by Peter Ward and pull back away by Price. And again, so White Hart Lane, an unlucky ground for Nottingham Forest. Brian Clough's season will not take shape until he gets his suspended and injured players back, that's for sure. But Tottenham have got a big squad. And Gary Mabbott with 2 goals. And Garth Crooks, likewise, bringing their name to the attention again of the England manager, as he looks for young players who could play a part in the future. Good finishing by Spurs. Gary Birtles got the only goal for Nottingham Forest. And a final score here of Tottenham 4, Nottingham Forest 1.
England on the right, and Alistair Dick of Scotland, who's also 18, on the left. Alan Brazil is injured, and Spurs expect to hear early next week whether Jasper Olsen will be joining them from Ajax. Luton can't afford him, so they bring back their foreign import Radi Antish as a sweeper in a system which sees Clive Goodyear given his first game of the season in defence. Trevor Aylott is back in attack, but injury still rules out Brian Horton, David Moss and Frank Bunn. Referee this afternoon, Maurice Robinson from Sutton Coldfield. Only 1 point separates Luton, who are 5th, from Spurs, who are 7th. So a lot hinging on this match, and Matt Steen with an early shot. Crisp November afternoon. Danny Thomas to Hoddle. Looks as though Donaghy has gone to mark Hoddle in the midfield. That's Cook on the right, the lad making his first appearance. Thomas again. Falco is in the centre, and that was very close. And the header by Falco, the anger on the face of the goalkeeper, Les Seeley, suggesting that he felt, with some justification, that Falco should have been better marked. Aylott and Gary Stevens. And now Hoddle, and again Donaghy very quickly to him, and Hoddle beats him. And slips the ball to Perryman and gets a return. Promising by Spurs and Hoddle. Ali Dick. Houghton. Gary Stevens coming forward, number 5. But the momentum slightly lost by Tottenham there. Roberts. Oh, Kirk Stevens handball, penalty. There seemed no danger as Falco contested, but the ball struck Kirk Stevens. He may argue about the intent. Referee didn't hesitate. Penalty to Tottenham. So Les Seeley has to face Glenn Hoddle, who scored on this ground last season, and hits the post this time, and Cook gets the ball back. And the fans cheering, but it was a well-taken penalty in the sense that it gave the goalkeeper no chance at all, but it hit the post and came away to safety from the Luton point of view. It was Aylott. Hill trying to go through the lot, got caught in the sandwich. Ricky Hill, Gary Stevens on one side and Houghton on the other. Free kick to Luton, and if Tottenham have got Hoddle on these set plays, Luton have Antish, who's also skillful from this range, and a posse of players waiting to come in from the far side as well. And that was Antish. Clements didn't get there. Donaghy, Clements, Aylott. Well, as a goalkeeper, you have to be very alert. The first shot, he only blocked and didn't hold from Antish. But Donaghy came in thinking he was going to finish it off. Clements was there again. Aylott over the bar. Falco. Turner. Oh, he's given it straight to Archibald. And good save, Seeley. Falco off the line. And Perryman, blocked by Elliott. Perryman again. And driven again. It's in the net by Cook. He scored on his debut. Well, what drama there. A terrible mistake by Wayne Turner. Put in Archibald. Seeley did brilliantly. Falco followed up, off the line, it was so close there, but finally, 18 years old Richard Cook, who didn't know he was playing until 9 o'clock this morning, scores the opening goal in his first... Now can Luton reply immediately? It's been that sort of match, end to end. And now Cook's got to go back and do some defending. That's what life's about at this level. Steen curls it in. And Steen again from Antish. Not given. Perryman, the man who seemed to bring him down. Perryman may argue he was going for the ball, but the referee certainly took his side of that argument, and Luton only have a corner. And that's too long even for Donaghy, who was the last man coming in on it. That was a good bit of work by Dick to Hoddle. And Archibald's in the middle, offside. Dick. Hoddle, chance maybe for Archibald to get away on the right here. Hoddle again. Cook is now on the right wing. Here's Thomas. And the referee blows for half-time, with Spurs leading by 1-0. Full of incident. Glenn Hoddle hitting the post from a penalty kick early in the game. But Spurs still going ahead, thanks to 18-year-old Richard Cook in his first appearance in the senior side. We may be out of the European Championship, but English League football still attracts tremendous interest on the continent. This match is being seen live in Scandinavia, and highlights will also be shown in Holland. Richard Cook's goal was actually Spurs' 14th away from home in the First Division this season. And would you believe they only managed 15 away from home in their entire First Division programme last season. So there's been an improvement there in either their attitude or their finishing. Away from White Hart Lane, and here they are on the attack in the second half. A corner. Chris Hughton who made the run. It was Kirk Stevens who blocked the course. So it'll be Ali Dick with the corner. Too far back for Falco, back in by Roberts, miss kick by Aylott. Here's Perryman. Spurs haven't lost away from home in the First Division since the opening day of the season, and Luton have not been beaten here at Kenilworth Road in the league, so one record or the other may have to go. In by Hoddle, and the touch there was by Falco, who's having his best run in the Spurs first team, I would think, of his career. He's figured in every game this season and is making a determined effort to keep out international stars. Gary Stevens covering for Graham Roberts. Now Hughton. Dick. Oh. Perryman for Spurs. Archibald. And Antish for Luton. Hill. Oh. Play on, says the referee. You've got the ball. Good decision. Donaghy. Walsh. Turner. Steen, Hill, Walsh, no! The equaliser looked on. Steen got the header back. Ricky Hill seemed to have the best chance, didn't take it, and Walsh didn't get hold of his shot either properly, and it went almost in slow motion past the post. Oh, well played, Hill. Stevens moving up from right back. And going all the way, Kurt Stevens, and Clements was too. Penalty! Penalty! Ray Clements looks astounded, but the referee has said penalty kick. Kurt Stevens, who gave away the penalty in the first half, suddenly finds that fortune turns full circle. He made the break. He was challenged partly by Ali Dick, but mainly by Clements, went down, and now Luton have a penalty. Clements is still protesting. And Clements got a hand to it onto the post. Donaghy. What a great save. Unbelievable stuff here. 2 penalties have been missed, but that wasn't a miss. That was fantastic goalkeeping by the man who's played 61 times for England. Steen is entitled to say, what have you got to do? Little tussle in midfield between Hoddle and Antish. Referee needing now to keep things a little bit calmer as Archibald makes the run and gets away from Goodyear and scores. Was that a foul or not? Wayne Turner, the last man, appealed, but it was too late. Archibald was away from both of them and finished brilliantly. And it's 2-0 to Spurs after 59 minutes. And Archibald has now scored 12 goals in the last 14 games. What a turnaround. One moment, Clement saves a penalty. The next minute, Archibald makes it 2-0 at the other end. And Luton, whatever else you say, don't deserve to be 2 down. Aylott, Hill, Steen. Antish was fouled by Hoddle. And here's Steen. Oh, yes! Beautifully taken. Quick thinking by Luton. A brilliant free kick by Antish, actually, who saw what was on before anybody else on the field apart from Steen. He just drilled that ball in low, the Yugoslav, and Steen, in his stride, finished in style. Luton deserve a goal at least. They're back to 2-1 after 64 minutes. And here comes Cook. And if he'd squared that, Archibald was in the clear. Offside, Aylott. Roberts with the kick. Falco with the flick on. Archibald turning Goodyear. Yes! 3-1 to Tottenham, and Archibald these days can do nothing wrong in front of goal. 72 minutes gone, and Archibald, he foxed Goodyear again there, turning him beautifully and finding the corner of the net. And Archibald's current record, he's still not talking to the manager, by the way, Keith Burkinshaw. That feud is still lying beneath the surface, but in the space of what, 14 matches, Archibald coming in again here has scored 13 goals. Walsh. Kirk Stevens, Ricky Hill. And Stevens is up again. And Walsh! Stevens, playing his 200th full league match for Luton, has had quite an afternoon. He gave away a penalty, he collected a penalty, and with that run he lays on the second goal for Luton. It was a lovely cross, and all Walsh had to do was get on the end of it. The knocks have been given and taken in good part. Hoddle. That's a terrific ball for Archibald if he could bring it down. Goodyear relieved that he couldn't. Aylott. Well played by Chris Hughton, who threatens to go all the way. Is this the hat-trick for Archibald? Hits the post. Hughton. Archibald appeared to be on for his hat-trick, beat the goalkeeper, hit the post. So it's still 3-2. Archibald's flick. Hill. Donaghy. Oh, he caught Turner coming forward. And the tussle was between Turner and Perryman. Falco looks for Archibald, and Dick's in a good position here. It's Alistair Dick, and it's 4-2. So both the 18-year-olds have scored, and it would appear to have sealed Tottenham's victory. Falco on the right, Archibald up there with space to work the ball, and when Alistair Dick was put through, he made no mistake. Just a couple of minutes left of normal time, and Spurs, for the third time in the match, have a 2-goal margin in their favour. Kirk Stevens forward, and it's now fairly comfortable for Spurs as they improve on their winning run. But the real hero for them possibly was Ray Clements, because his 2 vital saves from Donaghy in the first half and the penalty by Steen in the second came at vital times. Spurs were able to extend their lead again and eventually ran out winners by 4-2 in a match which was an immense credit, not just to the 2 teams.
5 goals this season, 3 of them from the penalty spot, and now with a chance, which he's taken to put Swindon into the lead. Perryman. Oh, that's beautifully played now for Miller. Really got the momentum going. And here's Hoddle now. Can he make something of this? He's gone past Williams. And did that get a tip from the keeper? No, it didn't. It went over the top for the goal kick. It's one of the few occasions on the night, in point of fact, that Hoddle has run with the ball and gone past his man, as he did past Brian Williams then. I thought that it might have been a little chip. Instead, it was the shot. Kamara. Callister. Hoddle. Now Hughton. Played on again for Villa. And now Perryman's gone right up amongst the front men. And here he is, in fact, taking that ball from Pratt. Here's Villa. Ardiles. Hughton playing it in again for Villa. Now Ardiles once more. Can Spurs yet find something? Ardiles battling away for all he's worth in there. Well, the little man
who scored that dramatic late goal against Manchester United in the last round of the Cup could little have thought that it might all end here against a third division side. Hoddle playing it again, and now Ardiles once more, and he's hit it just wide, and it looked an odds-on certainty that it had to go into the back of the net. Played there by Huddle, a touch again from Armstrong, and suddenly Ardiles was clear of Tucker, past the keeper but also past the post. But that's encouraged the crowd to go a bit. Spurs are still this goal down. McHale, the man who scored that Swindon goal from the penalty spot, and here's Villa battling away against Williams. It's really got to be 12 minutes or so of absolute undiluted effort now by Tottenham. Ardiles. A foul by Kamara, a free kick to Tottenham. Can Tottenham really save themselves in the minutes that remain now, as Pratt turns it in towards Armstrong, and he couldn't reach it in the air, but there's Houghton way over the top with that one. Well, he had a brilliant shot in the first half that was well saved, but as you'll see again now, he was way off the mark with that. Caught on the volley, and all was going up. Pratt. Rowland, Hoddle, Pratt. Perryman has stayed up the front there. It's a real desperate gamble that for Tottenham now, but it's a gamble that they really have to take. Taylor, who's had little opportunity since he came on, but here's Hoddle now, looking to get a good cross in, curling it back well there towards John Pratt. The white shirts are storming around there, hoping they can get something. Carter just hits it up in the air to get it away and get a little bit of respite. Ardiles flattened just outside the penalty area. And a free kick. Now, is this the moment when Spurs can redeem themselves? If they can pierce that wall, one telling shot might do it. And the crowd are really behind them now. 5 men in the Swindon wall. Perryman's in it as well. Villa stepping over the ball. Now played for Peter Taylor. Hit it against the wall when it looked as though it was bound for the net, and behind for the corner. Villa will take this one. Spurs have forgotten all about defence now. They've got to pile everybody in there as Villa curls that one in, but straight into the hands of Jimmy Allen. Ten minutes now to go. Houghton with the header. Perryman up there again, trying to cause a bit of havoc, but played so sensibly, that defence of Swindon. And if Swindon's nerve can only hold for 10 more minutes, and their skill and their resolution, then they're going to have a victory that all the West Country will be talking about for a long time. It's with Alan Mays at the moment. McAllister going with him, and McAllister stopping him. By Rowland, Flag is up though, a free kick for an offside. And Miller kicked the ball away. And Clive Thomas running that way to have a word with him in passing. And Swindon are going to make a substitution now, in fact. Well, Ian Miller is the man I think who's going to go off. At the moment though, it's Tucker getting the ball away for Swindon. It's Ian Miller who's going off, and Brian Hamilton used to be with Ipswich, with Millwall, Northern Ireland international, the substitute, bringing a bit of experience into the last 7 or 8 minutes now for Swindon. Hoddle with a long throw towards Armstrong, but Tucker winning it in the air. Williams helping it on its way. Hoddle again, curling it in. Pratt's up in there this time, but Kenny Stroud got that one away for Swindon, and now Armstrong again, and that's there, 1-1. Jerry Armstrong, who's not done a thing right for the crowd all night, is their hero at this moment. And here's how it happened. Nodded in there by Pratt. Over the arms, the upstretched arms of Allen into the back of the Swindon net. 1-1 the score. McHale now. No, it's out of play. And that's a throw now to Swindon. Rowland. Knocked away though. McHale. And now Kamara. Oh, and it might yet come for Williams, but Miller's right there with him. Oh, the cross coming in there, straight into the arms of Barry Daines, and the throw out to Hoddle. And now Pratt. About 2.5 minutes left. Ardiles, 1-1. Brought down, free kick. Brian Hamilton, the man who brought him down. Now, will Swindon's resolve let them down right at the end? Taylor with the cross. Armstrong! He's hit the post and it's in! Well, they've scored a goal that could well win the game now. Jerry Armstrong. 2 goals in a little over 4 minutes. And Spurs, who 5 minutes ago looked dead, are now very much alive. As Peter Taylor takes that free kick, up goes Armstrong against the post and into the back of the net. Armstrong playing it in there towards Peter Taylor, but Allen's there. And a foul there by Peter Taylor, is it? No, a foul by the goalkeeper. Whether that's too many steps, it can only be that it was too many steps. Indirect free kick to Tottenham. And I would think by the time that this has been sorted out and taken, that the game will probably be over and Spurs will have completed the biggest escape act of the season. So it's 2-1 to Tottenham. Is it going to be 3-1 now in these dying seconds with this free kick right inside the box? Thomas with a whistle, and in fact there's no time for it to be taken. Spurs have won by 2 goals to 1. Those 2 goals coming right at the death, both by Jerry Armstrong, after Swindon had gone into the lead some 10 minutes into the second half with a penalty by Ray McHale. Well, I think there'll be an enormous amount of sympathy amongst the neutrals for Swindon Town, beaten by those 2 goals from this man here, Jerry Armstrong. But Swindon, who've come and played so well, So much so that they thoroughly deserved to be into that lead, even though the penalty might have been a bit debatable. They deserved that lead, they defended well, they'd attacked with a great deal of adventure. But in the end, it's Spurs with those two quickly taken goals by Jerry Armstrong that go into the next round to play Birmingham City. There's got to be tremendous disappointment from Swindon in their camp after playing so well and getting nothing. And Spurs, who it seemed had played their bravest and best to beat Manchester United in the previous round, had looked so inept for so long, in the end found those two goals that put them through. What an amazing finale here that's got White Hart Lane buzzing. A final score of Tottenham 2, Swindon Town 1. Still to come tonight, we have gymnastics, we have athletics, and we should be getting the news and views from the men at the centre of this amazing cup tie. That comes up after...
And at the moment there's no margin for error for the home side, with the score still at 0-0. Over the pass from Hoddle. Will it send Crooks on his way, tumbling down? And a penalty given, I think. A penalty given for the foul on Garth Crooks. No, it's a free kick. Penalty. They thought for a moment it was a free kick. But it's clear that Alf Gray has given a penalty, and look at the protest there from the Manchester City players. Well, it was a ball played forward by Hoddle. Here's Crooks. He had trouble gathering it up, and it looked a bit harsh. And in fact, they're going across to the linesman, and he was nodding his head. He agrees it's a penalty. So far as the officials are concerned, justice is seen to be done. I think our slow motion suggests that it was a bit iffy. But Hoddle, who has scored 5 times this season, 3 from the penalty spot. Hoddle with a chance to put Spurs into the lead, and he does so. Superb penalty taker Hoddle, and Corrigan little chance going the wrong way. Luton. Oh, skipping past the City defenders at the moment. Alistair Dick. He's got a corner off John Ryan. And I think Hazard might go across to take it, unless it's a short one taken by Dick for Hazard. No, Dick's taking it. You saw Ardiles free. And now Hoddle, not so free. Oh, a magnificent goal! Look at them applauding in the stands, old and young. That was an unbelievable goal. Well, thousands were hanging around outside, wondering if they'd get in time, and if they did, the wait was all worthwhile. Ardiles playing it for Hoddle. There seemed to be no space for him, but my word, he cracked it just under that crossbar.
Steve Wicks was taking no chances with that. Now Ardiles. Villa. Oh, good play by Villa. Ardiles. Oh, a lovely combination here, and he scored for a goal! Duncan, the man who will be credited with it. The work undeniably, though, of the two Argentinians, and Spurs are in the lead. So the joy then for Tottenham, but how it was made by the two Argentinians. A lovely back heel there by Villa, beautiful fleeting skills by Ardiles, and a cross that finished off with Duncan putting it beyond Bonetti. And the crowd are chanting Argentina, as you could probably hear, well aware, the Spurs fans, that that is a major contribution by these two Argentinians who cost between them £700,000. It's into the net and put there by Ken Swain. What a reply by Chelsea. 1-1. A moment of hesitation, and the man who kept his head superbly there was Ken Swain. He took it beyond Barry Daines and into the roof of the net. 2 goals in a minute, and the score: Spurs 1, Chelsea 1. A little lucky there. I don't think Glenn Hoddle meant that pass to find Gorman, but it went into the space and Gorman quickly filled it. Here's Ardiles. Hoddle again. McNabb. Duncan. Now, can he turn? Can he get a shot? Hoddle. McAllister. McNabb. Coming wide again for Gorman. In for Ardiles. Played in nicely there for Duncan. And a backheeler for Ardiles, just tucking it wide. But good combination. And Ardiles clearly beginning to find his feet on English soil. 1 or 2 things he's done this afternoon, and there he used that little bit of acceleration. It was a good, swift ground pass there for Duncan. Played back out to him. He took it on, but nicked it just wide. Spurs playing with a little more confidence than they showed when they were really dumped on the floor by Villa in midweek. Chelsea, who have a home defeat against Everton and a victory at Wolverhampton so far to their credit this season. Villa now for Tottenham to Ardiles. All played on beautifully by Ardiles for Villa. Now, can he turn and do something about it? Armstrong with a shot! And again the Argentinians have made it. And Jerry Armstrong will finish it off on the stroke of half-time. 2 Tottenham goals, both made by these Argentinians. The first one finished off by Duncan, that one finished off by Armstrong. What a lovely ball played there by Ardiles, and how well it was played back also for Jerry Armstrong. And Armstrong hammered that into the roof of the net. Chelsea have a lot to offer yet. Playing it almost casually there for Droy. Langley having a tussle with Lacey. Wilkins again, look at that beautiful ball. Played first time there for Locke. Here he is again. Played in first time, this time for Hay. And Locke again, curling in a good one to Swain once more, and that's another goal. 2-2. Within 2 minutes of the start of the second half, Chelsea have got back on terms. And I think Spurs will look around themselves and say that was a sloppy one to give away. As that long cross came looping in, Swain, really not severely challenged, was able to get up and then place it almost gently, it seemed, wide of Barry Daines. And Spurs 2, Chelsea 2. Does look exciting when he gets on the move, does Ardiles. That's Hoddle, he looks pretty useful too. And there's a little chip just over. The sign of things to come really for the Tottenham fans. Combination of Ardiles and Hoddle there, because Ardiles, when he really gets on the move, those little strides of his and the beautiful skills, and then the pass to Hoddle and the chip that was just too high. McNabb, game opening up beautifully at this phase. Hoddle played in again for Neil McNabb, but Wicks is there, given away to Ardiles. Played for Villa. Ardiles supporting him. And played for McNabb. Oh, what a beautiful bit of skill. Well, McNabb has contributed greatly to this game as well, and Villa was aware that the midfield man was coming into a striking position. The ball wasn't played all that kindly, in fact, towards McNabb, but beautiful skills enabled him to get a good shot in, and that wasn't far off the mark. Armstrong. Oh, that was hit in with considerable power until Wicks got in the way. Armstrong again. Chipped in this time. That was a good piece of play there. Villa. What a word, hit that well. And a beautiful save by Burkinshaw.
Ardiles to Hazard, to Hoddle. Good save by... Oh, and Archibald! Archibald's got his first goal since he came back. It was a gift, really, but he was on hand. And unlucky Steve Francis, the 17-year-old keeper. The ball was played to Hoddle. The shot along the ground, Francis got his hands to it, couldn't hold it. And Archibald makes it 1-1 for Spurs. The way the game has gone, Hoddle again to take. Up goes Miller. Oh, dear me. Of the first division and Chelsea of the second. Houghton for Tottenham. Archibald, little flick for Hazard. Hoddle moving up on the right. Hoddle's shot. Oh! What a goal! A beautiful move by Tottenham, and Glenn Hoddle fires in their second to turn this cup tie on its head. They came out for the second half a goal behind, and now they're a goal in front. And it was an educated move, which says so much about the Spurs. Little flick there. On by Archibald to Hazard, out to Hoddle, and in that space, he's lethal. Right across the keeper. Spurs are ahead. This is Archibald. Well, Fillery never intended to do that. Here's Galvin. Crooks, it'll touch inside to Houghton. Opening for a shot by Houghton. Oh, what a fine save by the 17-year-old keeper. Chris Houghton foiled by Francis. After an extraordinary slice by Fillery had put Chelsea in trouble on the far side, Tottenham attacked. Houghton found room for the shot, and great reflexes by this emerging young goalkeeper. Look at the length on that. Hoddle. He shook off Fillery there. And he made room for Hazard. And they just can't stop Glenn Hoddle. Hazard the scorer, his second important goal in a matter of days. But Fillery lost out to Hoddle, and that's where it cost Chelsea dear. Because Hoddle set the chance up, and Hazard buried the shot.
Goes Downs, beats Hoddle well. Fashanu. Too strong for Maguire. And Brook forward to Archibald. There's a great chance here for Spurs. Superbly taken. Here's Hoddle. Getting away from that tackle well. In for Brook. Hoddle now, chipping one. Oh, gracious me. That was superb. Well, that was floated in. You could see the target, and he hit it with tremendous efficiency. Evading that tackle, he comes in, he's looking perhaps for a shot then for Brook. Now, Brook can't do much, so he just knocks it back. And a quick assessment, he hits it, and it's wide and dipping and in. Tremendous goal by Glenn Hoddle. International quality finishing that.
Passing so effective throughout the game produced a polished opening goal for Garth Crooks after 9 minutes. 3 minutes before half-time, Ipswich climbed level. Paul Mariner heading in Arnold Muren's free kick. Ipswich then reacted angrily at referee John Martin's decision to give Tottenham a free kick for Eric Date's tackle on Steve Archibald. Protests even more animated, perhaps, because of their awareness of the threat of Glenn Hoddle from such position. And Hoddle duly stepped up to place his free kick past the wall and past Paul Cooper. It really was a wintry night, and the conditions played a part in Ipswich's second equaliser. Gates's cross curling past the despairing Barry Dames. And it was Steve Perryman knocking the ball into the Ipswich penalty area, and as the attack continued, Perryman sliding in to cross from Muren, and Mariner showing his power on the far post. That really should have set the game up for a tremendous climax, but 14 minutes from time, the evening was somewhat soured when Gates was sent off after an incident with Tottenham's Graham Roberts. Tottenham took full advantage. Steve Archibald here capitalising on Cooper's fumble to make it 4-3. And in the very last minute, Tottenham worked this free kick for Osvaldo Ardiles to emphasise their victory with a
Falco underneath, and Gallagher looking very awkward, and that's a penalty. Well, there was no doubt that the arms were round, and Huddle, who the last time he took a penalty on this ground had to take 3 against Peter Shilton and didn't succeed, now tries against Bradshaw and does. It's actually his first goal for 11 matches. Coming in the 10th minute of this match. Oh, I say! Smile says it all from Ricky Villa. And Bradshaw seemingly suggesting there was an almighty swerve on the ball. Certainly he was beaten by the flight of the ball. Huddle once more. Good decision by the linesman, because Falco was offside on the far side, but Crooks certainly wasn't. Here's Galvin. Oh, he's done well to put it back. Villa! Crooks. 3 to put it back to. Berry again with the challenge. Villa! That's his hat-trick. Falco. Villa. To Perryman. They're queuing in the middle. Crooks! Oh, what a header! That was an absolute bullet! Perryman had provided, but the power of the header, it screamed into the net. Lovely touch. Villa, Crooks, Perryman, rather Galvin, Huddle. This is Perryman, I was ahead of the game. Falco!
Naylor. Sweeping that cross in again there. Good jump though by Lacey. Pratt getting the loose one. Now will he fire one in there? Duncan. And offside. Linesman had his flag up straight away. But now, very, very much involved. And there's a ball for Duncan. Evans is the Fulham man, and Duncan's gone past him. Now has he got people up in support? Taylor's right in there, and Taylor! Beautifully taken, and it was always on for Tottenham.